the third pick of the 2021 MLB Draft, the Detroit Tigers select Jackson Jobe, a right-handed pitcher from Heritage High School in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma.
Perfect Game Weekly presented by Rawlings, and I love this stop, and I love reconnecting with the talented Jackson Jobe, the pride of Oklahoma, certainly, but now they love him in the Motor City. The highest high school player taken in the draft, number 3 overall by the Detroit Tigers. Jackson spends time with us now. Hey, Jackson, it's really good to spend time with you. Thanks for spending a few minutes with us.
Yes, sir. Thank you guys for having me.
Draft night 2021, with your mom and dad there, I'm sure, with Brant and Jennifer there, but a lot of other people that you love. I'd love to know how draft night went down.
Oh gosh, I mean it was probably the most stressful few days I've ever had in my life. But hearing my name called, it was like a physical weight was just lifted off my body. I felt like I was just stress free, and then 10 days later I got the call and I was down there ready to go. So I'm really happy with how it all worked out, and was lucky to have my friends and family there with me, so made it a really good time.
Did you have an inkling you were going to go that high? I mean, your agent is Scott Boras. He's very proactive. We know that. But did you have an inkling that you would be able to go that high in the draft? It wasn't a shock. We've seen you work, but I think it was a shock to some.
Yeah, no, you definitely hear a lot about the high school right-handed pitchers and that whole demographic, and it being a risky pick. I was confident in myself. I felt like I had a good season. Kind of did everything I could do. I knew the Tigers had some interest at pick 3, but I knew some other teams had some interest later on. So I went into it pretty blind. Usually they said you kind of have an idea as to who's going to take you the night before. But this year I guess it was different. So the night before the draft, I probably got 3 hours of sleep, and but I'm happy with how it all ended up. But yeah, pretty stressful times for sure.
You took on PG National, and you were an infielder pitcher at that time, and you also then earned the right to be a PG All-American. As you look back to that unique summer, what stands out the most for you? It was really a breakthrough summer, and we know you worked hard during the pandemic when things were shut down, but what do you vividly remember about the summer of 2020? Heck, your city hosted the All-American Classic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so obviously the pandemic happened, and my season got shut down, which I was really disappointed about. But it was kind of like an extra off season for me, so I got another three and a half months to put in some work for my first tournament, which was at PG National. So I went into it super fresh. I didn't really know what to expect. I knew the All-American game. There was kind of a tryout for the All-American game, and I'd grown up watching that, so it was like a dream. So to be able to go out there and perform and then later make that team was just a dream come true, and was a lot of fun.
Yeah, you through 96 at National, through 94 as an infielder. Many were talking about what a great infielder that you could have been. D1 for sure. You threw 95 in the Classic. And then everyone started talking about that spin rate, that breaking ball. So since we have you here and you've taken the time at your workout facility, I have my baseball. No one cares what I think. But why don't you show us some of the tricks of the trade to your breaking ball, kind of the evolution of the pitch, and I guess basically said introduce us to the pitch.
Okay, yeah, so also the slider, which is pretty much the go-to. I hold it a little different. It's kind of really more of a slurve. So I grab it here like this. I kind of grip it tight with this middle finger. And then when I'm throwing it, I'm really just throwing it as hard as I can like I would my fastball. And after doing that for a year or two or however long, I just ended up getting comfortable with the grip and how it was coming out, and ended up being able to command it well, and then ended up learning it was spinning well. So that was good to see. And then I also have my curveball here, which I don't throw as much, so it's a little different. It's a slider, and then for the curveball, I just move it up here and try to just get a little more on top of it and pull down with this seam. So I try to get a little more 12-6 with that one, but definitely throw my slider more, a little more confident in that one for sure.
And there once was a time when you threw a football a lot. I mean, you were a great football player. Do you think there were benefits of being that guy that threw the football that helps you be a little bit stronger, that part of your arm, for that wicked high spin rate breaking ball? Do you think it helped?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. When I first started throwing a breaking ball, I was 14 or 15, and I remember being in the backyard with my dad. I was playing a lot of football at the time, so he just told me grip it, basically like this, kind of like a football, and throw it like a football. So that's how I that's how I learned to throw it, and that was just pretty natural to me. So, I mean, yeah, I started off as a slow, kind of loopy curveball, and then I ended up getting with my pitching coach, kind of learning more about pitching and how to make pitches more effective. And that was one of the things. I guess just, let it eat, throw as hard as you can, like the fastball, because it's going to look like the fastball coming out, and that's how you get your swings and misses. So
They throw octopi on ice. They certainly celebrate the history of Motown and the big three, the auto industry, and soon they're going to celebrate you, dude, Jackson Jobe. We really appreciate it.
yes, sir. Thank you.